Alrighty guys, what is going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope you all are having a great night so far. Glad to have you guys here for today. Let's go ahead and see who we have here in the chat for this evening's live stream. We have Catman, we have Caden, we have Jamie, we have Marby, we have, let's see here, we have Mark, we have Mary, we have Azure, let's see here, Xavier, we have Kayla, we have Kala. Let's see here. We have Logan. Let's see who else is hanging out there with us. We have Rebecca, Moon River, Roadster Jim. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Like I said, glad to have you guys here for another update. So, I want to go ahead and bring you over here. Let's see here. No. Okay. Well, let's see here. Is it back up now? Is it still being a little, let's see here. Oh my gosh, dude, stream, come on. Dude, this stream needs to get, you know, my Wi-Fi, it's not the stream, it's the Wi-Fi needs to start working properly. Let's see here, Caden coming up to 16 months, man. Thank you so much, dude. Greatly appreciated. I thank you so much for that. Very, very sweet of you. But like I was talking about, guys, whenever it comes to it here, we have a level 2 severe weather threat here issued from the Storm Prediction Center. So Tampa area, we have, Lakeland, we have Orlando, and pretty much south of those regions as well. West Palm Beach, portions here towards, Fort Lauderdale, the Keys, and those regions there, we have an upgraded threat here from the SPC overall. So that's that in itself is going to be kind of an issue here. Whenever it comes to the tornado probability, like I was saying, yeah, tornadoes is going to be a pretty big concern. We get to have a really large 5% chance here for tornadoes. So basically every 25 miles that makes up this brown area, there's a 5% chance a tornado could drop every 25 miles. So, if you add up all the odds together, it's there, in which, that seems to be kind of something we need to look out there for. Tornado threat here for, this is tomorrow, remember, for the 16th, the late 16th here. We have ourselves, that 2% threat that goes kind of north of Orlando, overall here for the late 16th. But then we actually have another threat. We come here into the 17th, and let's see if Tabletop is here. I remember he was wanting to know about what's going on with North Carolina. And so this is to my North Carolina people here. That threat here actually extends all the way through the Carolinas as well for eastern North Carolina, eastern South Carolina, potentially there in that tornado threat here for a 2% chance. And there's Tabletop. I caught him before he could comment. I literally got him before he could comment here. Anyways, let's see. What about Tallahassee? So Tallahassee, let's see here. You're mostly in the clear from tornadoes, since that low pressure system is going to be kind of going up right over that region. It's mostly the main peninsula that has the issue with tornadoes here out of this event. However, you will be seeing a lot of heavy rainfall whenever it comes to this event here overall. Let me go ahead and switch over here to the southeast here. Regarding rainfall expectancies, we are talking a couple inches of rain. The trends have actually went up. The rainfall accumulations have actually went up across Central Florida. Now now up to 3 inches expected here. So we'll have to keep an eye out there for it. Anyways, let's see here. Let's see here. But yeah, so that's Tallahassee. Obviously not really a tornado threat here, but whenever it comes to rainfall, that's kind of an issue. Anyways, let's see. Will New York be impacted by this? If so, when? Yes. So New York will be impacted with this system here overall. I'm going to go ahead and switch you guys up here to the upper northeast. So this is the GFS model. The GFS does have this big system rolling its way up here to the northeast. So a lot of rainfall for those regions can be expected as well. So if you live out there up in New York, I mean, really the mid-Atlantic northeast here, got to look out for a bit of flooding as well. And also the GFS model, so we've been watching this for the last couple of days, still showing a bit of that lake effect snow on the back inside of the storm system. So shortly after the storm rolls through, we should be able to see maybe a little bit of a bit of snowfall there for pretty much the 18th overall. So we'll have to we'll definitely have to keep an eye out there for that overall. So But anyways, so yeah, we'll definitely need to be on the lookout there regarding snowfall and flooding and stuff like that. So we'll definitely keep an eye out there for that overall. Do I think that the severe weather risk? Let's see here. Do I think the severe risk will go up for Sunday? I don't know, Tabletop. I don't think so. Honestly, I think we're gonna stick with that 2%. That's there. I mean, like I said, we don't have a 2% yet from the SPC, but that's what it's gonna be for here overall. Is the Midwest getting rain? Not from this event, no. This system's gonna be mostly exclusively to the East Coast. Mostly to the East Coast here. If we hop our way over here to that view, you can really see how, like I was talking about, the East Coast is going to get soaked by this event here. I mean, it's pretty crazy, pretty crazy system. But the Midwest here, yeah, will be left unscathed with this system, honestly. Not a whole lot going on. We do actually hop our way up here to the current satellite view. We do have another low-pressure system right over Kansas right now that's actually driving a bit of rainfall for the Midwest. But this is, not the same system that's going to be working its way up there across the southeast. So that's that. So, nope, the stream did not cut out. I can tell that. So, anyways. But yeah, no, we'll have to keep an eye out there for it. I'm not sure if you've seen my early messages. Let's see. Cut out completely. Yeah, no, I know my Wi-Fi's been having problems lately. It's unfortunate, but there's really nothing I can do about that, honestly. But anyways, I want to go ahead and hop you guys back over here. So like I said, this is kind of the main concern here. Like I said, back over to the main risk here regarding the regarding tornado probability and all of that fun stuff. We have ourselves a slight risk now. Like I said, level 2 threat here from the SPC, showing us that we have a higher tornado probability. And like I said, the yellow areas is in the greatest concern for some tornadoes, for some damaging winds out there. So we'll have to look out there for it. Also, the dark green is an area where a couple tornadoes can't be ruled out here. Now, this is the time frame for tomorrow night. Okay? So that is what we need to be looking out there for that. Let's see. Is Savannah, Georgia going to be bad? So Savannah, Georgia should keep an eye out there for it. You do have a marginal risk, which is a level, let's see here, a level 1 threat. Here come for the 17th. Savannah is included in that little threat. So a couple water spouts, a couple tornadoes can't be ruled out across some of those regions, but the odds are pretty low at this moment. One of the things we do got to look out there for is actually the rainfall totals. The model's overall forecast, I should say, has you, about 3-4 inches of rainfall expected. So, pretty crazy. Yeah, pretty crazy. Let's see here. Am I in the risk? Yes, I am. I'm in the slight risk here, unfortunately. So I'm going to have some of the heavy stuff here, it looks like. Like I said, there's a lot of impacts with this system here. Like I said, including tornadoes, like we were mentioning here. Big tornado threat here for central southern Florida. So we got to look out there for that. I'm actually in the northern portion of the yellow, so I am included with the biggest threat out there. Also, like I was saying, the winds, they're already starting to crank up here pretty strong. I mean, right now we're getting, these wind speeds already gusting over 30 miles an hour. Nearing tropical storm force wind gusts out there by the eastern side here. So we'll keep an eye out there for it. Do I think it'll go enhanced? Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, I'm not the SPC. It also depends on, environmental conditions that we observe come tomorrow morning. So a lot of that will come into the models and stuff like that. Let's see here. How will Myrtle Beach, South Carolina be? So Myrtle Beach, whenever it comes to it, yeah, you're in a coastal region. It's definitely going to get quite windy out there. I can tell you that one. So like I said, since you live on or near the coast, essentially, we got to look out there for those winds, man. Because like I said, the winds are going to be quite brutal. You can see here for the GFS model that we're looking at right here. So as the storm, as that low pressure system crosses over Florida and almost going back into the Atlantic here, this would be for the morning of the 17th. Those winds. See, I'm going to go and bring up the pin here. But those winds are going to be pushing right at the, right at the coast, which is going to allow for, first of all, really strong winds, but also we're going to be having a bit of coastal flooding too, potentially, as all that water is being pushed inland. So that could be something we need to be paying attention to. So once again, this time frame here you can see is actually 7 a.m. for the 17th. And I'm sorry, it kind of cuts off there a little bit, but you can see 7 a.m. here Eastern time for the 17th is whenever the winds are going to be strongest out there by coastal South Carolina. It looks like the heaviest winds for the coast is actually probably going to be there for North Carolina. Look at that. Central low goes right over South Carolina according to the GFS model. And we have those strong winds. I mean, we're talking well over gale force. We're talking nearly 50 knots in some areas. Sustained. Remember, this is sustained winds here too. So, constant winds of 50 knots is about 55, 60 miles per hour. Obviously, higher gusts can be expected. So, we're talking tropical storm force winds out there by coastal North Carolina. Seems to be pretty likely with this system here. And of course, like I said, then we work our way up here to the northeast. And once we do, the winds are going to be carrying along with it as well. If you live out there by the mid-Atlantic, if you live out there by the coastal northeast, like I said, even the southeast, I mean, really a lot of the east coast U.S., just be aware that strong winds will likely occur for most of the people on the coastline here. And also, like I was saying, to the boaters out there, it's also a big problem because with higher winds, there's higher waves. So that is going to be kind of a thing that we need to also look out there for. And speaking of waves, so this is the wave height. Significant wave height here from the GFS model. And as that low pressure system swings through the mid-Atlantic, some of those waves, now this is pretty far out at sea, but they could get well over 20 foot tall. According to the GFS model, you can see right there we have the that margin. Once it starts to turn into purple pink, that's whenever it goes above 20 foot. So pretty big waves will be in the forecast here, as well. It's not just the ECMWF, or sorry, not just the GFS, but it's also the ECMWF here that also does show it as well. It definitely gets really nasty according to the ECMWF. Over 30 foot out there could be an issue. So yeah, definitely some really tall waves too. Like I said, this system in general going to have some pretty hefty impacts. Tornadoes, like I said, strong winds. If I go ahead and bring you guys over here to the to the observations and stuff like that right now. Look at this. Here's the wind barbs, and you can already see they're already moving. The winds are kind of moving to the west right now across Florida. So that's the strong inflow phase here of the storm. We're starting to get all that air moving in towards that storm system that's starting to kind of kick off here. But so yeah, we're already starting to observe, like I said, some pretty strong winds out there. I mean, we're already talking over, over 30, some areas over 40 miles an hour, getting up there. So it's definitely getting pretty windy, and the winds are going to only increase over the next day. So we'll have to watch out there for that. Let's see here. Okay. Kimberly says, thank you from Louisiana. I have friends in St. Pete. No problem. You're very welcome, Kimberly. Matthew says, watching from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Let's see, should be another crazy Monday, maybe even crazier than last week. Well, Matthew, yeah, definitely. You should definitely keep it out there for it, for this system here. The reason is you probably have heard about it, but if we hop you over here to the models, whenever it comes to, the system here, you're going to be impacted pretty greatly as well. I mean, if you look here at the lower level winds, those winds out there, they're going to be pretty strong across Nova Scotia, literally slamming the southern coast of Nova Scotia here, which the winds will be over gale force. It's like 40, 50 knots, so we'll keep an eye on it. Any upgrade for flash flooding possible? Let's see here. You're saying it could be possible? Let's see what it is right now. That's actually something we have not looked at. I'm sure they have updated it pretty crazy. Do we have a moderate yet? Do we even have a moderate here? That's the question. No. But I do figure, honestly, I would not be surprised. I really would not be if we did get a moderate for flooding. Seems very likely. I mean, considering most of Florida here is in the heavy flooding threat, the slight flooding threat here, which, there is a shot for some pretty heavy flooding, especially for those low-lying areas. Whenever it comes to let's see here, the next day after that, another slight risk, really going up through the mid-Atlantic and portions here of the northeast as well. So pretty hefty. What's up, Lua B? Hope you're doing good. Should I worry in Wilmington, North Carolina? I wouldn't worry per se. But I would be, I would be watching out for the storm here. Like I said, you have a small tornado threat. It looks like they're going to be adding here, come time for day 2. So tomorrow's day 2, I should say. So I would keep an eye on it. Like I said, a couple isolated tornadoes throughout eastern North Carolina seems quite possible now. But it's not a crazy threat. I mean, like I said, Florida has a much higher probability. Like I said, right now we actually have ourselves a slight risk here for severe weather for Florida tomorrow. So for you, my friend, I would keep an eye out there for it. Your main problem, the main thing I would look out for is honestly rain. We're talking 3.5 inches expected. So pretty good amount of rain out there. Let's see here. I'm in Tennessee, says Legacy. Yep. Yeah, you shouldn't be getting too affected out there by this. Will Indiana see any severe weather out of this? No, absolutely not. a little too far up north, for sure. Let's see here. Okay, Black Label impacts 33628. Let's see. See, you're in Florida, Tampa. Yeah, so Tampa, like I said, Tampa does have that slight risk as well. So that basically leads us to a 5% chance for tornadoes here. So what that means is that, every 25 miles here, that makes up this brown area, that basically means that, every 25 miles there's a 5% chance a tornado could drop somewhere in that 25-mile box. So, the odds of having tornadoes is possible. Across the brown, it's still possible across the dark green, but just at a lower probability. 2% chance of having a tornado across the green here, 5% chance, which is 2.5 times the probability here. More likely of seeing a couple tornadoes out there. Let's see. I thought today was only a thunderstorm risk. Today is, yes, today is. Tomorrow we have a slight. Let's see here. I'll even bring you over here. So. Yeah, here's today's threat. It's got a little thunderstorm threat tomorrow, though. Got that level 2. Like I said, 5% chance here for tornadoes tomorrow. Also, damaging winds, 15% chance. Can't forget about that as well. Damaging wind gusts here over 60 miles per hour is possible across some of those areas here. Hail's not a concern. The system's mostly warm for the most part, so it's going to allow for mostly no hail to occur. And like I said, we work our way over here into Sunday, and we got that marginal that continues across eastern Florida, up there kind of by like the Daytona Beach area, and then of course works its way up there throughout coastal Georgia, throughout eastern North and South Carolina, which that would continue the tornado threat, cyclone-induced tornadoes. Let's see. But anyways, yeah. Philip wants me to take a look at 331. Let's see, 33139. Let's see here, 33139. Miami Beach, gotcha. Yeah, so Miami, we are in a level 2 threat. 15% chance here for damaging wind gusts. Like I said, up to 60 mile per hour could be possible. So look out there for that. Also, like I said, 5% chance for tornadoes, man. So tornadoes, water spouts, since you're near the coast, could be an issue. So obviously, keep an eye on the forecast, keep an eye on the warnings as we work away till late tomorrow. We're going to be live for this. I'm going to go ahead and say that we are going to be live to cover this event here tomorrow night. So, like I said, I hate to tell you guys this, but like I was mentioning, there's going to be a threat for some nocturnal tornadoes out there, which, is going to be quite unfortunate. So if you don't know what that means, is that tornadoes will be mostly happening at nighttime, which obviously is a problem. Tornadoes are already a problem in general, but, it's going to be even more of an issue considering that, we have no way to see them. So do not wait to see or hear a tornado before taking action. As soon as you get a tornado warning, take immediate action. Absolutely. Let's see here. Emmanuel says, good evening, USA, from France. Wow. Thanks, Stream. Glad to have you here, Emmanuel. Hope you're doing good. Thanks for joining us. Let's see here. Hollywood, Florida, 33020. Let's see here. 33020. Got a lot of my Floridians here, my friends. Yep, so same thing out there. So 5% tornado threat out there for you, my friend. Like I said, right now the winds, they're already starting to get pretty hefty out there. I mean, we're talking sustained winds of around 20 miles an hour with gusts getting over 30, some near 40. Yeah, it's definitely getting pretty hefty out there. But yeah, like I said, tomorrow night, you do have a 5% chance here for tornadoes. Got to look out there for that overall. So we'll definitely be watching that. Let's see what the models have to say. I have not looked at the instability here yet. I wanted to wait to do that on stream. So here's your instability. Actually, this model's just now coming through. We're gonna hop down to 12 Zulu. Wow. Okay. So yeah, come basically here for the late 16th into the early 17th. Like I said, this tornado event's gonna be at night, which is unfortunate. Instability is enough. Honestly, like I said, it's not too much. According to NAM here, I mean, there's over 500, which, you know, will get the job done. It'll likely produce some tornadoes. That lower level jet though, man, dude, it's crazy. That lower level jet. So basically, the jet stream across the lower elevations of the atmosphere. So we're talking couple thousand feet up, and we are measuring these winds screaming. They are moving very, very, very fast. So that's going to be one of the main reasons why we're going to have such a high probability for tornadoes is that lower level jet there from the cyclone will be dropping some tornadoes. So that is a bit of a concern here as well. Let me try a different model. Like I said, obviously, it's definitely good to grab more than one model's opinion. Let's see here. The wrap model, yeah, definitely has that lower level jet a lot weaker. So it looks like there is a little bit of unknown still between some of those models for the most part. But yeah, look at this instability though. Come early the 17th here. Look at that. Well over 1,000 capes. So it seems like the models are still a little unknown. To honestly be, quite frank with you guys, models are still having a little bit of hard times. See, it seems like a tropical storm. So it's very similar. They are actually very similar. This thing is very similar to a tropical storm, but it's not. The reason is because, the waters that the storm is going over is not warm enough, for it to be a tropical cyclone. They form a little differently, but generally they have the same impacts for the most part. I mean, strong winds, coastal flooding, a lot of rainfall. I mean, pretty close. Let's see. Let me see here. If anyone else lives in Wilmington, North Carolina, it seems like the news here is extremely overhyped in this event. People are basically flooding the stores. Yeah, it's not worth all that, honestly. Like I said, tabletop, I get, there's a lot of people panic over this event, in which I'm here to tell you, it's something that is concerning. Yes, it's something we need to watch, but it's nothing to absolutely freak out and flood the stores with. It's not worth all that. Especially for your area, my friend, your main concern is just flooding. If you're in a flood-prone area, that would be my main concern. Tornadoes and stuff like that is a very low probability for you. But yeah. Brandon says, how is South Carolina looking for Sunday? So South Carolina for Sunday, we do have a flooding threat, a flooding risk here from the Weather Prediction Center, slight risk. So pretty decent flooding potential. Here is your expected amounts according to the WPC forecast over the next 72 hours, so the next 3 days here. You can see throughout portions of South Carolina, the western side, we're expecting about an inch and a half. Central side, about 2.5 inches. And the eastern side, upwards of 3 to 4 inches. Some locally higher amounts even. So that's something we need to look out there for. What's the risk for Miami, Florida? So Miami is in the 5% chance for tornadoes and a 15% chance for damaging winds that could get up to 60 miles per hour. So there you go. So there's Miami right here. 5% tornado threat. Like I said, a lot of central southern Florida has a decent tornado threat here. Come late 16th, early 17th. How bad will it be in Orlando? So the tornado threat for Orlando, it kind of drops off a little bit, but there is still, an isolated chance, a rare occasional tornado could happen near the region. So within 25 miles of Orlando, there's actually about a 2% chance the tornado could drop. So the odds are, obviously they're there. A couple tornadoes could happen, but, it's not something to freak out about. Your main problem, actually, I think, is rainfall. We're talking 3 inches. 3 inches. Am I going live tomorrow? Yeah. Yep. I will be live tomorrow for this event here. Let's see here. Plasma says, thank you, no problem. Also, season's greetings from Minnesota. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Any cameras on buoys in the Gulf tomorrow? I do got some cameras. Yes, I do. Just depends on if my Wi-Fi will actually work. Knock on wood. Hopefully it does. I mean, because like I said, I'm getting hit by this event too, so I can't guarantee you how the stream's gonna go. Hopefully it's fine. Hopefully it's fine, but you know, like I said, I'm here in Central Florida, in this region here, south of Orlando, so you know, it's kind of iffy. I'm not sure on the time yet. No, it'll be late. It'll probably be late tomorrow night, early the 17th. I'm planning on streaming it into the overnight. Am I going live tomorrow? Everybody's asking that at the same time. Yes, guys, I am going live tomorrow. I will be live tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, or tomorrow evening, I should say, into the morning of the 17th. So, it sounds like the tornado threat should upgrade. However, there's likely a lot of uncertainty. Oh, there is a lot of uncertainty. So here's the thing. So according to the RAP model, you know, right here for the morning of the 17th, we have ourselves a pretty good pool of instability. So this is basically your thunderstorm juice, you know, where the thunderstorms kick off. Good enough for a tornadic event. The lower level jet stream too. I mean, we're talking 40, 50 knots. Pretty solid too. Could spawn a couple tornadoes. Don't get me wrong. Then, of course, we have another model like the NAM, but the NAM goes ham. The NAM goes ham and shows, I mean, this thing not only above 50 knots, but up there in some areas over 60 and 70 knots, which is absolutely crazy. So this model goes a lot more crazier with the wind shear. That lower level jet stream goes a lot more crazier with that model. But the instability on that case is a little bit lower. So it's kind of like they're flip-flopping. So there's a bit of uncertainty between the two mid-range, kind of mid-short range models here. So we'll see. Let's see, HRRR here. Let's see. So the HRRR has this system. Yeah, kind of agreeing with the NAM regarding the instability here. You know, not really hardly breaking 500. So that's that. Let's see here. I'm in this with us. I am. Yes, I am. But honestly, yeah, no, like I said, regardless, I'm going to be live for it. I mean, unless my power goes out, then of course I won't be live for obvious reasons. But and if my internet goes out, which I hope not. I mean, my internet already is trash. So I don't know how well it does in the this type of weather. But you know, we'll figure that out tomorrow. See, I'm praying for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Milky says, should I evacuate? Nah, nobody should evacuate with this system. There's no reason. It's not a hurricane. You know, this thing's not even equivalent to a Category 1, considering its wind speeds and its pressure. I mean, like I said, this thing's pretty similar to a tropical storm. You know, pretty similar to a tropical storm. So it's not worth all that. Yeah, the main thing I'm concerned about out of this event is flooding, actually. And, of course, second place, tornadoes. Yeah, a couple tornadoes will be, you know, tornadoes more than likely will happen out of this event in some areas, with the greatest probabilities in central southern Florida. And, of course, the rain is crazy. Once again, here's the rainfall projections in the next 3 days. I mean, like, pretty much the entire peninsula is expecting 2 to 4 inches, mostly around 2 or 3 inches, but there's some areas that could isolate well over 4 inches, and it really amplifies up the coast here too. Let's see here. Will the system near Christmas do anything to Arkansas? That's a little too far out. It's 10 days away. Not forecasting that far out yet. Let's see. What will 32726 get? 32726 for Florida. Okay, so you, my friend, you're actually in the lower side of the tornado threat, so you're actually in a 2% chance for tornadoes. So your odds of seeing tornadoes is lower than it is for the southern areas of Florida. So that's good. Definitely good. But yeah, in an isolated tornado, can't be ruled out. But, you know, the odds of you getting one is extremely low. So, you know, I would keep an eye on it. If there's a tornado warning, obviously take shelter. Overall, but you know, that is That is that. Let's see. Do I think strong tornadoes are on the table? You know, it all comes down, honestly, it all comes down to how strong the lower level jet we were talking about is. If it's stronger, like the NAM, the NAM was showing, if it's that strong, and the instability is what the rap was saying, I wouldn't be surprised if we did get a couple strong tornadoes. I mean, it's possible. I do think it's possible. Let's see here. My local weatherman said the system will affect our sinuses. I mean, I could get that. The pressure change. Yeah, that a lot of people have that issue. Rapid change in pressure can do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see here. Depending on if my Wi-Fi. Yeah, hopefully it'll work, man. Hopefully. Milky says Texas. No, Texas is not going to have any problems with this event here. Like I said, this is mostly an issue for like the East Coast here. You know, mostly coastal eastern areas. I mean, like I said, they'll be driving a lot of heavy rain throughout a lot of the East Coast here. It's strong storms going to be crossing right over Florida, going up through these regions here. So Florida, Georgia, Carolinas, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, kind of the main states that's going to be impacted. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. And once again, like I said, if you guys are just joining us, we will be live here. We'll be live here for this event. So, as like I said, if tornado warnings get issued, we'll be live to cover them for the most part. Like I said, I am impacted with this event as well in Central Florida. So, like I said, I can't guarantee good stream health considering my Wi-Fi is terrible for one, but two, with a big storm like this, strong winds, a lot of rainfall, power outages will be also quite possible. So, can't guarantee it. I can't guarantee it. Let's see here. When is the heaviest rain for Philadelphia? So you guys are going to be getting it for the 17th into the 18th. 17th and the 18th. So that is what we got to look out there for. Let's see here. Mark, dude, coming with a $2 super chat, man. Thank you so much, dude. Saying on behalf of Caden. I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you so much. Very, very sweet of you, man. Much, much appreciated. Also, I want to go ahead and take a look at this real quickly. So this is not related to this storm, but look at this guy. We have another storm system popping up over Kansas right now, driving a bit of precipitation towards the Midwest. Not a whole lot going on out here, but just a little bit of something I want to go ahead and show you. Also, here's the satellite right now down in the Gulf. The Gulf is pretty much covered in cloud cover right now. Like I said, pretty much covered in cloud cover at the moment, which we got a storm brewing there. So we'll have to, we'll definitely need to be monitoring this here. Let's see. But once again, Mark, thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciate it. Weather with Sim says, Andrew, you've been doing great on your live stream and even answer my questions. Well, that's what I'm here for, man. I try to answer as many as possible. I'm not skipping people, because, any question is a good question. And, I want to help out as much as I possibly. There's my Wi-Fi giving up again. Lovely. Lovely. Yeah, apparently my Wi-Fi cut out again there. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. That's one of the things I'm kind of worried about here is the Wi-Fi. It said it disconnected there for a minute, but we're back up and running apparently. But anyways, yeah, like I said, guys, we'll definitely need to be weather aware with this one, for sure. Anyways, but let's go ahead and I'm going to bring you all back over here to the models. So, like I said, the GFS model here, this is one thing we got to look out there for. And that is, that is coastal flooding. Coastal flooding is going to be a problem too. The winds on the Gulf Coast, I mean, they'll be strong. Don't get me wrong. They'll be strong here, probably 30 knots plus in some areas. But the strongest coastal, like I said, the strongest coastal, impacts will be pretty much for the Carolinas and, eventually working its way up to the Northeast here. So look out there for those regions. You can see on this model here, the GFS for the afternoon of the 17th, how we get a lot of strong winds that's pushing right at the coast of North Carolina, which that would obviously bring strong winds, considering those are strong winds. But it would also push in a lot of, push in a lot of water too, which could cause some coastal flooding. What is Mulberry going to look like tomorrow? What is it? And you're in a 5% chance. You got a 5% chance here for, some tornadoes. So look out there for that. You're actually pretty close to where I'm at. So 5% chance here for tornadoes. So, the odds of you still specifically seeing a tornado is very low. But, we would keep an eye out there for that. We'll definitely have to keep an eye out there for that over. Come on, Wi-Fi. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude. Wi-Fi has been being terrible today. I'm so sorry, y'all. Dude, this thing needs to get better. And fast. I mean, like, this is honestly kind of ridiculous. This Wi-Fi, dude, be doing this. Oh, man. Yeah, especially at a... Let's see here. Yep, still doing it. Okay. Let's see. So frames have not been uploaded. Problem is usually to a poor network connection. Yep. All right. Let's see. Is this gonna work? Are we back? It shows we're back now. Dude, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. This Wi-Fi is getting annoying. For sure. Faux show. Let's see. We're back. I think it's frozen, but there's audio. Gotcha. Shoot. All right. Well, guys, I hate to do this, but, I'm going to have to call it a stream here right now at least. I might attempt to go back live later. We'll see, but obviously I can't stream right now. But, all right, y'all. Y'all take care. Sorry about this. And hopefully we'll catch you guys.